I never imagined my wife would choose her graduation day to announce she was leaving me. It was supposed to be the happiest day of our lives, a moment she had worked so hard for, and a moment I was proud to stand beside her. But instead, it turned into the worst nightmare I could have ever imagined. My name is David, I'm 32 years old, and for the past 6 years, I've been supporting Emily through the grueling journey of medical school. From late nights to early mornings, from endless textbooks to stressful exams, I was there, quietly cheering her on, working 2 jobs to keep us afloat, and making sacrifices I never thought I'd have to, because I believed in her dreams, and more importantly, I believed in us. We met during college, a typical story really. She was the bright, ambitious girl who always pushed herself harder than anyone else, and I was the calm, steady guy who wanted nothing more than to support her. Our love grew through shared hopes and whispered promises, and when she got accepted to medical school, I didn't hesitate. I told her I'd be by her side no matter what. But med school changed everything. The late nights turned into longer silences, the laughter faded into exhaustion, and the smiles became rare. I tried to hold us together, reminding her why we started, reminding myself why I stayed. There were moments of hope, a spontaneous date here, a quick phone call there, but mostly it felt like we were drifting apart in slow motion. The graduation day arrived, bright and warm, with families and friends filling the auditorium. Emily looked radiant in her cap and gown, and I couldn't stop smiling. She walked across that stage with pride, and I felt like the luckiest man alive. Then came the moment that shattered everything. As the applause died down, Emily stepped up to the microphone. Not to thank anyone, not to celebrate, but to say words that I still can't fully comprehend. "I'm leaving him," she said, her voice steady but cold. The room fell silent. My heart stopped. Faces blurred. I wanted to scream, to run, to beg her to stop, but I was frozen. She turned away, walked off the stage, and that's when the chaos began. The stunned silence in the auditorium quickly turned into whispers and murmurs. People were looking at me, at Emily, unsure what to do next. My mind raced, trying to grasp what had just happened. Was this a joke? A cruel prank? But the look on Emily's face told me it was real. She was serious. As she disappeared backstage, I forced myself to stand up and follow her. I couldn't let her walk away like this. Not now. Not after everything. Behind the curtain, Emily was pacing nervously, her hands shaking. I caught up to her and said softly, "Emily, please talk to me. What's going on?" She stopped and looked at me, her eyes filled with tears, but her voice was shaky and distant. "David, I can't do this anymore. I've been pretending for so long." I swallowed hard, trying to hold back my own pain. Pretending? Pretending what? "That I'm happy," she whispered. "That this marriage is what I wanted. That I don't feel trapped." I shook my head, confused and hurt. "We've been through so much. You told me we'd get through this together." She looked away, tears streaming down her cheeks now. "I know. And I'm sorry. But med school changed me. It made me realize things I never wanted to face." I felt like I'd been punched in the gut. All those sacrifices, all those nights I stayed up worrying about her. Was it all for nothing? "Emily, why didn't you tell me? Why let it get this far?" I asked, my voice breaking. "I was scared," she admitted. "Scared you'd leave me. Scared I'd lose everything. But now I don't know what I want anymore." We stood there in silence for what felt like hours, the noise from the auditorium fading into the background. I wanted to reach out, to comfort her, but the weight of her words crushed me. Suddenly she screamed, a raw, desperate scream that echoed through the backstage area. It wasn't just anger or frustration. It was fear, pain, and confusion all tangled into one. I took a step back, stunned. "Emily? What's wrong?" She collapsed into my arms, sobbing uncontrollably. "I'm sorry, David. I never meant to hurt you. I just don't know how to fix this." In that moment, I realized that our marriage wasn't broken by one event. It was years of silence, unspoken fears, and dreams lost along the way. And now, on what should have been the happiest day of our lives, we were forced to face the truth. After Emily's tears began to subside, we found ourselves sitting quietly in the dim backstage room, far away from the applause and cheers. The world outside was celebrating her success, but inside, our future felt uncertain and fragile. I reached for her hand, feeling the trembling beneath my fingers. Emily, we've been through hell and back these last few years. I believed in you. I believed in us. But it feels like we lost ourselves somewhere along the way. She nodded, wiping the last of her tears. I know, David. I never wanted to hurt you, but I couldn't keep living a lie. Med school changed everything for me. Not just the stress, but the way I see myself, my life, my dreams. And I'm scared. Her words hit me harder than I expected. I had always thought we were partners in everything, but maybe I had been holding on to the idea of us, rather than the reality. Do you want to leave? I asked quietly. Emily hesitated, then said, I don't know. I don't know what I want anymore. But I do know that I can't keep pretending to be someone I'm not. I took a deep breath. Maybe we both need time. Time to figure out who we are now, and what we really want. I don't want to lose you, but I also don't want to hold you back. She looked at me with a mix of relief and sadness. Maybe that's what we need. For the first time in months, we spoke honestly, about fears, disappointments, hopes, and doubts. The years of silence between us cracked open. And though the future was unclear, at least we were no longer pretending. When we finally walked back into the auditorium, the crowd was gone, the celebration over. But something had changed between us, a fragile understanding that our story wasn't over, but would need to be rewritten. That day, I learned that love isn't just about holding on. Sometimes it's about knowing when to let go, and when to fight for something real. I still don't know what's next for Emily and me, but I do know this. No matter how hard the journey, honesty and courage are the only way forward.